5 minutes because I would start normally, but since this is going to be a more of a workshop structure, I want to try to give some people the time to get in so they're not lost while we're doing this. All because of that update.
Hey, Jordan, how long is this class going to take today? Is it scheduled to be an hour-long class?
Yeah, this class should be about an hour, and I plan on showing 2 strategies. I think each should take 20 minutes. So I have like one strategy is the Google strategy, I call it, the Google method, and then the other strategy is the answer the public method. I'll do that strategy. I think so. Yeah, we should be able to wrap this all up in about an hour. Welcome everybody. We are starting a little bit late because of the update. I wanted to give people some time to get into class because of that update. So we will be starting in about 3 minutes. Okay, we are 5 minutes in, so let's get started. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Content Creators Mastermind. My name is Jerome Lewis. I'm going to be your host and instructor for today. The way this class normally works is, give me a second because this is not my usual class. So my name is Jerome and I usually host a social media mastermind class, which comes at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So this is the content creators class and we combine the 2 classes and the strategies together a lot. So you might hear me say social media mastermind once in a while, or I might slip up. This is the content creators mastermind, but the principles and the strategies, everything is kind of the same. And I'm going to walk through it. So you see on my screen, I need you. I like to lean on my audience. I like to encourage and engage my audience. What I need from you is I need you to pay attention to the very front of my screen. We have 31 users in here and I'm going to lean on you for interaction and engagement. So in order for us to proceed, I need at least 50% engagement letting me know to proceed. The way that works is I'm going to lean on you right now. I have a presentation slide up at the very front of the room. It's an all blue screen and it says Social Media Mastermind. So please, in the chat, type and let me know that you can see that screen, and then we can proceed. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, again, welcome to the Content Creators Mastermind. I am going to be your host and instructor for today. We have this class every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time here in the EXP World in the Productivity Center. Again, just as a little bit about me, I'm your host. I'm from the Philadelphia area. I'm the co-host. Normally, Bethelen is leading this class, but I'm going to be your co-host for today. So a little bit about me. I'm from the Philadelphia area, and I am a silly and serious millennial is what I like to call myself and identify as. I'm pretty decent with technology, and what that means for you is I like to cut through all the technology fluff and help you get to the bottom line. I like to help you get results, right? Next, a lot of people are shocked to find out that I'm an introvert, but I like to bring this up because there are other fellow introverts that can identify with being an introvert. You don't have to be an extrovert or some extremely extroverted person in order to have success in this business. So I like to bring that up and I like to point that out. Next, a little bit about me. We discuss the DISC behavioral assessments here a lot in EXP. So I want to bring to your attention my DISC behavioral profile so you understand my delivery, my tonality, etc. I am a high D and a high C. That means I'm an implementer. So I'm all about getting results. I like to help you get results. I'm very results oriented and I'm very detailed. Right. So I like to help you get results and I'm very detailed. I can be very specific. That's what I'm here for. I'm also primarily a real estate investor. So I do some agency business, but I'm primarily a real estate investor. I like to buy properties and I've done a lot of my business by real estate investing. Like I've run several real estate investing groups across the nation as well. And then if you want to learn a little bit more about me, I have a generic website, jeromelewis.com. You can find out all you want there. Enough about me. This is a content creators mastermind. The structure here works a little bit differently, but I still want to go over this structure here, right? So up on the screen, you see the social media mastermind structure, and our structure normally works like this. We have a rotating schedule, and generally our classes look like this. We have the first week. So later on, and about at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing a presentation around Facebook marketing. I'm going to be hosting and leading that class. Normally week 2, we have Paula Ponte come in and teach us about Instagram. Week 3, we've been doing Google ads, but we're going to switch that over to video and video marketing. Week 4, we do strictly YouTube on week 4, and then week 5, whenever there's a week 5, we do an open workshop, questions and answers. All right, these are some tips for you to get the most out of this training. 1, I want you to take screenshots, right? So most of us should be on our computer and have the ability to take screenshots. So you're going to see some slides and some presentations. And you're going to want to take screenshots of those. Take screenshots, take notes. Let me see. A tip for you. All right, now you should be able to see my highlighter. Right here, when I'm doing my presentations, you can't cover everything in an hour. So sometimes I have different resources available, different for you that you can take and learn more outside of the actual presentation. So what you're seeing on my screen, we're talking about the way to get the most out of these trainings. Whenever you see in my slide presentations one of these links like this, that means it's a resource for you to click on. So I often afford the audience a way to get the presentation or the slideshows from me at the end of the presentation, right? So if you collect the slides and when you go through, once you collect those slides, you'll see a bunch of these links and you can click on those links and those are different resources for you to access. Next, 2 more things about my presentation. Whenever you see this camera icon, that is a suggestion for you to take a screenshot of that particular slide. You might want to take a screenshot of every slide. Who knows? Different people operate differently, but whenever you see that camera icon, that's a suggestion for you to take a screenshot of that slide. Whenever you see a link with a camera, that means it's a video resource. Next, these are more links. So I do some presentations around YouTube, and this is a speed controller that I recommend people use. So that's a link to that. Now, Be engaged and be involved. In order to get the best value of anything, you need to be involved, implement, take action, engage, talk to the speaker, talk to your colleagues, talk to everybody, be active, be engaged, and be involved. Oh, and then next, I have some resources that I generally like to share. So I have a YouTube channel. Some of these presentations exist on that YouTube channel. And I also now have a Facebook group that I'm going to share with you as well. And actually, right now, this is being streamed to the Facebook group. Sometimes we leave those presentations up and sometimes we take them down because there is value in being live. And also, there is value of being an agent here at EXP. So we can't give all of our value and all of our content away, right? So I'm going to share that link, the Facebook group, in there with you. So that's a link to my YouTube, and that's a link to the Facebook group that we're trying to build. Right. Okay, so we're getting into the presentation. This is our lead generation our content creation, frustration, elimination presentation. A lot of people appreciate this presentation because I show you how to come up with all of the content ideas you need for the year, if not more. And I've done this, it's a workshop. So I want you to we have to be prepared to work, right? We're going to do some work today and we're going to walk through. I'm going to try to be slow. So I'm going to lean on my audience and I'm going to ask you, when should we proceed? It's going to be back and forth engagement. It's a workshop. So it's not just a presentation where you come and listen. I'm going to help you leave with an actual document that you can create and leave here with today and you can use. And once you get this process, you'll understand how to come up with any kind of content you need, like on just about anything ever. We're applying this to our real estate business, but you can apply this to anything, right? All right, so in the chat, I'm gonna lean on you. I need a favor. If you are ready to proceed, type yes in the chat for me, please. I need at least 50% engagement. All right, perfect. I really appreciate that engagement. So we're up to 45 users. I appreciate that. All right, so welcome to the content creation, frustration, elimination presentation, right? That's a lot. That's a tongue twister. I'm going to show you how to generate unlimited real estate content ideas. All right, so content creation, frustration, elimination. These are some general questions that we have around creating content, right? And we could create content for all types of stuff: social media, newsletters, advertising. We create content around. Shanice, I need you to mute. We create content around just our subject and we can deliver it to through just about any media, right? So these are general questions that people have around content creation, right? What should I talk about? Why should I talk about it? Where can I get ideas? How can I address these ideas? And so let me ask, is there anybody here that has similar questions or similar frustrations? Type in the chat. Let me know if you can relate to those questions and those frustrations. I need at least 50% engagement. Ron, what do I talk about? I create my own. Sam. Okay, so our objective today is I'm going to help you come up with 2 methods to come up with all of the content that you need. One is going to be a little bit slow just so you understand the process, right? And then the other one, we're going to speed it up and maximize. We're going to exponentially maximize the content that we create, right? And I have a checklist that I'll share with you. I'll tell you about how you can get access to that towards the end, but we're going to go through some steps, and sometimes people get lost. If you get lost, that's okay. We're all here to work together and share, so everybody will still leave with some value, right? All right, and so these are the resources. Remember I said I have a bunch of resources available, so I've done this presentation before. My intent is to improve with each presentation. However, this presentation is still available. These are some resources for you. We got the previous recording. We got how to create content, images. We got best content for real estate, like how to come up with those topics. Then we got like also this workshop replay. right? So we got these resources available for you. If you collect the slide, all you got to do is access those links and you'll get it. All right. So who should use content marketing? You, right? You, as in you listening to this presentation. Who else? Agents, investors, right? Content marketing is a lead generation magnet for us, right? We're trying to sell a lot, but if we create content, we can attract business too. So these business owners, this is everyone that should use create content marketing to generate more business, right? There's a stat that's known in the marketing industry. Only about 3% of our customers or prospects are ready to do business with us immediately. So how do we follow up with that other 97% of people? Well, we do that by providing them with value. And one of the ways we provide value is through content marketing. Content marketing, to simplify it, right? This is the definition: a marketing technique of creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and acquire a clearly defined audience with the objective of driving profitable customer action, right? So basically, what that means for us is we are trying to create content and we're trying to drive more sales to our real estate business through content. These are some use cases for content marketing. You can use content marketing for blogs, for email, advertising, social media, videos, and vlogs. There's a lot more, but these are some of my favorite use cases. Why content marketing? You educate, right? You can provide value to your customer or prospect without actually selling them. Let them come to you. Content marketing, you stand out because everybody's out there trying to get that sell, right? Everybody's trying to get that sell, but not a lot of people are actually providing this content marketing value to the customers or prospects, right? Everybody's like, come sell with me. I'll do this for you. I'll do this. I'll do that for you, right? Well, not enough people are doing the content marketing strategy, right? Where you actually provide value to the person and let them come to you for business. It allows you to create unique content. So one of the things we talk about here a lot is adding personality into your content. Well, with content marketing, creating this content, you can add your personality. You don't have to send out those generic feeds that we get from I don't Home Smart and stuff like that. You can actually create your own unique content, add some flavor, and stand out, be more unique than the competitors, right? And in turn, that helps you attract more business. All right, so these are just really quick. Like, where do you get content? You can get content from search engines. So Google is a search engine, YouTube. You can ask your audience, what do they want to know? What do they want to know? What are they talking about? What questions are they asking? You can model other creators, right? Model other YouTube channels, model other people that are doing similar strategies. Answer forums, right? And this is a link. This is a link to 2 answer forums that I really appreciate. And then, like I talked about before, we've done this class before and we've come up with a document. So I have a general document for you. It's free, a free document with a bunch of content in there for you that you can address, right? I'm gonna lead in my audience. We're up to 51 users. Are we ready to proceed? Type yes in the chat for me, please. I need to know that you're there. Perfect. Thank you. I like when they come in fast. I appreciate that, right? So these are some other methods, right, that are outside of our presentation, but these are some other places where you can get content, right? Like here in EXP, we get a lot of resources, and a lot of us forget the amount because there's so much value here. Sometimes we get distracted, but we got content resources available in the marketing center here. There's plenty in there in the EXP marketing center for us to go in and use in our strategy, right? Search engines, we already talked about, question forums, current trends. These are all links to those different resources, right? Upcoming trends. That's another thing. If you hop on that wave and you catch an upcoming trend, you can do well. All right, so we are about ready for the workshop demonstration, right? We're about to do a demonstration. So what I need from you is this is going to be a workshop. Sometimes it stresses me out just a little bit because we're working with different people at different speeds and stuff, right? So we all need to get ready. And the way that we're going to get ready is we're going to participate. So I need everyone what we're going to do is we're going to pull up 2 windows on our computer. We're going to pull up a window. So we're going to have Google in one screen. And then what we're going to do is I have a checklist available. we're going to open up Google Docs in another window. And when you are ready, when you have those two windows up and available, similar to what you see on my screen, I want you to type yes in the chat so we can proceed. Shelly, Jackson, Miles, Rosanna, Lords, Linda, Chantel. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Good, good, good. Damien, good to see you. Samantha. All right, it looks like we're ready. We got at least 50%. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We want the two windows up. So one window we want up is Google. So let me pull up Google on my screen. Right? We want up Google, and then we want up Google Docs. And the way you go to Google Docs is I'll post a link in the chat. I know I said that. Sometimes I speak or talk over people's heads, too technical. But I'm posting a link in there to Google Docs. And the reason why I like Google Docs is because it's cloud-based, it's free, and everybody can use Google, right? And then towards the end, if we have enough time, I want to show you how everybody can share their document and all have similar, and we can all like leverage off of each other's document, right? So you should have up Google Docs. Let me pull up my Google Docs. And then you should have up Google. Now, on my, I for the life of me, I can't think of how I would get back to Google without dark mode. Yeah, I can't figure that out. It's a little hard to see, but I like dark mode, so let's see. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that right now. So, what we're going to do is we're looking for content. So inside of Google Docs, we want a blank document. We're going to start with a blank document. And inside of Google, we're going to type in like a key phrase or a keyword, right? So in the chat, like what are some key phrases around real estate that people are interested in? Everybody type like one phrase in the chat that people would be searching for, kind of. Investment, multi-unit. So investment, houses, home buying. That's a good one. How much is my home worth? Santa Clara real estate. These are all good content, all good content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull how much is my house worth. So we're going to take that key phrase, and everybody's throwing in phrases, right? So be mindful, like you can then take everyone else's phrases and go do this strategy using their phrase for your market, right? So what I'm going to do is I want to take Nate's phrase and how much is my home worth? And I want to type that in Google, and then I'm just going to press enter. I'm going to press enter. Google gives me a bunch of advertising. It gives me a bunch of sites. And what you want to do here is once you type into Google, what you want to do is you want to scroll. And there's a very particular section inside of Google that you want to scroll to, right? That section is here, the people also ask section. And these are some questions that people are asking around the internet. These are the questions that we're going to pull. People also ask, how do I find my home value? So we had that one question, how much is my home worth? Then we also have, how do I find my home value? But what we're going to do here, I'm going to expand this for you. What we're going to do here, the key, the trick, the benefit here that you want to do is these all have this little drop down box next to it. You want to click on that drop down box one time, and then you want to click on it again, right? So we had initially 4 questions. Now we're up to 6 questions by clicking on that drop down box. And you can click on any one of these, but each time you double click on that drop down box, Google gives you more question suggestions. So you can see they're popping up down here. Getting more questions. So these are questions that people are asking that are relevant to the particular phrase or query that you typed into Google. And what you would do is here, I think it goes up to 25, but you would do this with several topics that people typed in the chat. And what you can do is you copy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of these. I'm going to copy all of these, copy. So I control C, I copy. And then I'm just going to take it over to my Google Doc. That Google Doc that we pulled up, that blank Google Doc, I'm going to paste it in here. So now I have about, I think this is about 25 questions. Now I have about 25 questions that I can answer and that are specific to real estate, right? Inside of my Google Doc, I'm going to name it. So I'll keep that name. That name is fine. Inside of my Google Docs, what I'm going to do here is, let's make it bigger. bigger. I'll expand. I'll go full screen on this. What I'm going to do here is I want to add some bullet points. So I'm going to add bullet points just so I can get a count. And then I would come in and I would just delete out all of the blank spaces. Are we ready to proceed? How are we doing? Is everybody following me? Did anybody get stuck? Type in the chat. Let me know. Following? Ready? All right, that's my next question. Is everybody ready to proceed? Get those spaces out. All right, ready to proceed. Perfect. Perfect. So it's actually more than 25 questions. So just from Google, we pulled 30 plus 30. So we pulled 32 questions from Google. So 32 questions, that's about a half a year. So we have about a half a year of content. If we do like one piece of content per week, that's 26 pieces. So we have 26 topics that we can address around real estate specifically, right? So that's the Google method. Now, what I want you to do is I want us all to share this particular document. And the way we do that is on my screen, you're going to see me. I'm going to go all the way up in the upper right. There's a share button. So I'm going to press that share button. I'm going to left click on that share button. And once you left click on that share button, you get this dialog box. And what I want you to do is I want you to change to anyone with link. There's a blue link down here that says change to anyone with link. I want you to left click on that link. Once you left click on it, you'll get permissions updated. And then you copy that link. So copy that link and then share it in the chat in the EXP world with everybody so everybody can have your document, right? So now you got, maybe you did 10. Maybe everybody did 10, but now we got 10 times 30 or 40 or whatever it is. So change the permission of that document and then share it in the chat. And once you're finished, type ready. Share it in the chat. Share it in the chat. We got to share that document. We got to share that link. All right. So Rosanna and everyone else. So the way we get that document link is in the upper right of Google. There's a blue button. We left click on that blue button. And when we left click on it, we get a permission option in the bottom. And then we click on that and change it to anyone with link. Once we change it to anyone with link, we left click on the copy link button. And then we just take it over to the EXP World chat and we paste it in there. I need a few more. I need at least 5 more links in there, at least. Anybody stuck? Anybody need help?
Yeah, hey, it's Damien. Real quick, I was doing something else. When you got to the point where it said people also ask, how once again did you get the large number of questions, additional questions to that?
Yes, sir. So what we did was, do you still have it up on your screen?
I do.
So you see the people always ask section?
Yes.
Those questions, there's a caret, like an arrow pointing down on those questions. Okay, I'm back on my screen and I will double click on that. Double click on that. Can you see me double clicking?
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, so double click any of those and the questions will come up. And this is all pulling information right from Google. And depending on which question you click on, it will give you answers relevant to that particular question. But you just keep expanding and clicking on that. Got it?
Cool. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, so we are ready to proceed. So that there, right? That's what, so we learned today. Key. The way you share that is in the upper right of your screen, there's a share button. You will left click on that share button. And this is one of the benefits of Google. You can share these documents at a few steps versus like if you had something local, it can be a little tough to share. You got to share like a document. You got to download it and email, do all this other stuff. Whereas Google, right? So this is good for, your clients too. When you use Google, all you have to do is share a link. But you would left click on this share link up here. You would left click on that. And when you left click on it, you get that dialog box. You want to make sure you change permissions down here in the lower left. Change permissions. It'll say restricted, but you want to make sure you change it to anyone with link. change it to anyone with link. And then once you do that, there's an option to copy link. You will left click on that copy and then paste it over in the chat. There you go. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. So that is the Google method, right? The Google method is a little bit slow, but it's kind of unlimited. It's unlimited, and you can do this with so many other topics and so many other subjects, right? And additionally, everyone shared their links, so we already have, like, maybe at least 20 pages of topics that we can address already, which is a little bit overwhelming. It's like 400. That's probably like 400 topics, but that's how we come up with unlimited content. Next, what we're going to do is, this is called let me pull up the checklist. So this is the checklist. Yes, sir. Go for it.
Let's say we're collaborating and I'm going back and forth, and I wanted to edit this, and you and I are working on it back and forth using just one document. How do you edit and send back and forth?
So, are you going to be around to the end?
I am, and we can talk later. I didn't know.
Yeah, let me, because I want to show you a way to edit any Google document for the most part and make your own copy of it. And it's a little bit techie. So, but once you learn this trick, you'll appreciate it like forever. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, bud.
All right. Yeah. So, towards the end, I'll show you how to do that. Just remind me. So that was the Google method. Now we're going to do the next method, which is it's called Answer the Public. This site, right? So we have to be very careful with this site because we are limited in our search. We're limited in our ability with this site. However, it is very powerful and it's way more efficient to use this site. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to share it in the chat. Do not execute. Do not do anything on the site. Just open up the link first. Open up the link and wait. Open up the link and wait. So have that website available in one of your windows. So open up that Answer the Public site and don't type anything. Don't try any search queries or anything like that yet. When you're ready, when you have that site open, type ready so we can proceed. I need at least 50% engagement. Okay. Let me open it up on my computer. So this is what the site looks like. And it's kind of I don't know what to call it, but we're going to run a search query within this site, right? Now, I want to be careful. Last time I did this and I wasn't the best at giving instructions or clarity. So that's why I have now this checklist. So we have a few within this checklist. I have some search term examples. And what I want you to do is I want you to pull, like, you can try to be creative and think of your own search term, but these are some search terms that I've come up with. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull and consider typing in one of these search terms, right? They're separated by commas, but so sell a house is a search term, right? That's one search term. Sell my house is a search term. Sell my house fast is a search term. Real estate agent is a search term. Why should I buy a house? These are all search terms. So find out which search term that you want and then type ready in the chat and let me know. Then type ready and then we can proceed. Okay, looks like we have about half people ready. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that search term and we're going to go over to that site that we're doing, the Answer the Public site. So we're going to go over to Answer the Public site and we're going to put our search term in here. So I'm going to paste. I'm going to paste because I like to work smart, not hard. So I'm going to put in sell my house fast as a search term. I'm going to take it over to this site, the Answer the Public site, and then I'm just going to do search. So this is 4 words generally. Google, you can expand. You can go like Google. You can go up to a whole sentence. This site is a little bit different. You want the search term to be as few words as possible. So sell my house, sell my house fast is good enough, right? And with underneath the search, they suggest 1 to 2 words. You can expand on those 1 to 2 words a little bit, but you don't want to go into a full sentence like we've done with Google. So sell my house fast is an appropriate search term. This is 4 words, and this is what we're going to use. So I'm just going to type, I'm going to press search, and then I'm going to let the query run. So everybody put in search and let me know that you're ready. Type ready when you're ready. Okay, perfect. We need a couple more. Can we get a few more? Ready. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So what this has done for us is this has run like what we just did on Google kind of manually. We typed in those questions. This has done it in a more efficient way for us using this particular key phrase that we typed in. So sell my house fast, right? If you see my screen, I typed that in and it's pulling information from all over the internet, mostly Google, but it's pulling information from all over the internet in regards to that key phrase, sell my house fast. And in my case, sell my house fast, it has pulled 80 questions for me, right? So we did the Google method and that pulled about 30 questions, but this has pulled 80 questions for us. It's pulled 80 questions for us, and we can now we can address 80 different topics, or you get the point. The benefit to using this site is how efficient it is, how fast you can get and access this information. So what we're going to do is we're going to download all of that data that's given us. So right here on my screen, let me make it a little bit bigger. On my screen, you see there's different tabs. We got questions, prepositions, comparisons, alphabeticals. Those are all links. We can kind of click on there and we can scroll to that data, right? We can scroll to it visually. They'll give us a visualization of it, which is what you see on the screen. They also give us a visualization, and then they give us the data, like the actual data, the words, what you can see. So here we have like content. We have a ton of content that we can use in our business, right, around this particular thing. So sell my house fast, if that's what I specialize in, helping people sell their houses fast, I can create a bunch of content around that particular keyword phrase, right? So I've got questions, I've got prepositions. Let's scroll down to prepositions. Sell my house fast for cash, sell my house for cash near me. These are all prepositions and search terms, search queries that people are looking for, right? And then like I use sell my house fast, and it's giving me like suggested markets. So one of these suggestions is Houston, one of them is Michigan. Well, that's okay. Like, what if that's not your market? It's okay. You just swap it out. What is your market? So sell my house fast for cash, and it doesn't say Philadelphia, but I can always swap that out and put Philadelphia, right? Now, so here comes the work. Are we ready to proceed? Type in the chat. Yes, please. Thank you all. And someone please put the link to the website that we're using. Somebody asked that question. They must have missed it. Please put that in the link. Answer the public is the site. Now, the benefit to this site is, again, like I talked about, the efficiency. So now we have all of these queries and we can come through and copy and paste, or we can figure that out. But one of the benefits of this site is they let us download this data directly. So now we own the search queries. We own the data. And the way we do that is, you can see on my screen, I'm hovering over that particular button, this button here. So what we're going to do is we're going to download the CSV of the query that we just typed in. We're going to download that to our computer, and it's going to contain all of that data, all of the data that we had in there. So it's going to contain the 80 questions, the 56 prepositions, the 32 comparisons, the 176 alphabeticals, and then it's 8 related. I don't really know what that is, but this is a ton of data. This is more than enough data already. And what we're doing here, the power of EXP, we're combining our forces, and everybody's going to share their document, just like we did with the Google Docs. So we should never run out of content. We have all of the content we need relevant to whichever subject. Maybe you didn't want to do real estate. Maybe you want to do relocation, or why choose a good real estate agent. Whatever it is, whatever the subject, it doesn't have to be just real estate. But since we all understand real estate, I picked that particular keyword phrase, right, or that particular subject. So download that file and save it to your computer. And once you save it to your computer, we're going to then get that uploaded over to Google Sheets. We're going to get that uploaded over to Google Sheets. So I'm going to post a link to Google Sheets. And I want you to open up Google Sheets on your computer. Same idea that we did with Google Docs, but this is going into a spreadsheet format because we have a lot more data that we want to modify. So once you open up Google Sheets, type yes in the chat so we can proceed. I need a few more. And again, keep in mind, this strategy doesn't apply to just real estate. It's about anything that you do, right? Anything that we do, we can apply this strategy to. So I'm going to open up a blank sheet of Google, a blank Google Sheet. And I got a blank sheet. And at this time, we didn't name our title last time, but I'm going to name this one. That was just a mistake that I made. I'm going to name this content for real estate document. And then I'll just put a date. All right, so everyone name their document something appropriate and then type yes, I'm ready to proceed. Okay. I need a few more. Ready? All right, now here comes the work. So we're going to try to go through this a little bit slow because it can get a little bit tricky, right? But we have the data, and you can copy and paste, and you can do what you want to do. But now we have the data, so we're going to get this data uploaded into this spreadsheet so we can modify it more efficiently. And the way we do that is inside of Google Sheets. We're going to left click on File up here. We're going to import a file. So we're going to import that CSV that we downloaded. So I'm going to left click on Import, and you get this screen when you're so I want to stop here just to make sure everybody is following along and can catch up. I don't want to go too fast. So once you get this screen, this import file screen, and you get all of these prompts, type ready in the chat for me, and then we can proceed. Yeah, Joanne. So really quickly again, for Joanne or anybody that, here we go. What we're doing here is we're going to open up Google Sheets. Once we have Google Sheets open, Google Sheets is a spreadsheet software. We're going to do File on the left, my blue icon. Then we're going to go to Import. We're going to left click on Import, and then we should get this dialog box. All right, I think we have enough people ready. So now, once we have this dialog box, we get a few tabs and up here in the upper left. And what we want to do is we want to go all the way over to the Upload tab, and we want to left click on that Upload tab. And once we left click on that Upload tab, we get a few options. We can drag a file there. So if you know where the file is and you want to drag it over to that screen, you can do that. Or you can select the file from your device. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click the blue button, and then I'm just going to go find that file on my computer. So there it is. It's sell my house fast, something something CSV. I want to left click that and open it up, and it's uploading into Google Docs. Once it's uploading, what I want you to do is I want you to pause on this import file screen. You're going to pause here because we want to pick specific things that we want to do with this file. So once you're ready and you get this, your screen is similar to mine, type ready in the chat. Need a few more. Shanice, what do you see on your screen? What did you miss? All right, we'll proceed. So here on this screen, this is important. On this screen, the import location, what we want to do is we want to replace current sheet. So we want to make that the first option that we select, and separator type, we're going to detect that automatically. And down here on the checkbox, there's a green checkbox. We're going to uncheck convert text to numbers. We want to uncheck that checkbox, and then we can press import data. Once you import data, type yes in the chat so we can proceed. Okay, so all of the data is now within your spreadsheet, and you can modify this data accordingly. You can append it, you can find and replace. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. Normally what I do is I do sell my house Philadelphia, and I'll replace the word Philadelphia with my market or something like that. We don't have to modify this data, but here we have all this data now in a spreadsheet, and we can modify it accordingly, right? So as an example for the find and replace, we can find and replace. The way we find and replace is file, find and replace. Under edit, we left click edit, and then we scroll all the way to the final option. The shortcut is Control H. I just know the shortcut, but you can also click edit and then file. So an example of a use case for find and replace is sell my house. So it only says sell my house fast, which is not necessarily grammatically correct. So what I can do is I can replace sell with how to sell. So instead of it saying sell my house fast now, I can replace that. I don't want to do that. We're going to highlight. We're going to highlight these ones. So I'm going to highlight the relevant ones, and sell my house fast. Since that's not grammatically correct, I can find and replace the word sell with how to sell. You gotta be careful because you can replace too much. I just want to give the basic process and the basic structure though. You don't have to do this, but this is an option. So how to sell, and it's going to replace all of those sell my house fast. So now I have how to sell my house fast, how to sell my house fast for cash, and I can address each of these questions. I can address each of these questions in my content strategy. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to share this document. So it's very similar to what we did with the Google Docs. And the way we do that is in the upper right, there's a green share button now. We're going to left click on that green share button. When this dialog box comes up, what we want to do is we want to change the link. We want to change the access. And the way we change that access is there's a blue link down in the lower left of the dialog box. And we want to left click on that link. Once we left click on it, it changes the permission to anyone with link. And what we do is we copy that link, and then we take it over to the EXP chat, and we share with everybody in the chat. And we're sharing this document, and then towards the end, towards the end, I want to tell you how you can copy the chat box so you have access to everyone else's document. So I need a few more links in that chat. So here's how you share. Here's how you get access to everyone else that was generous enough to share their chat, right? Inside of EXP World, inside your EXP World, inside of your chat box, right? And this is good for all EXP classes, right? There's a lot of activity and sometimes there's a lot of value that takes place in that chat. What you do is, I want to pull over my EXP World for you, actually. I know it's looking, oh no, that's not working. But so what you're going to do is you're going to right click on the gray area in your chat box. Once you right click on that gray area, it says the transcript of the chat is copied to your keyboard. Once you have that transcript copy, you can save that into a document, and it's basically access to everything that was in the chat since you've been in the room. And that includes everyone's links that they created today. So now you have not only the queries that you've input, but also the queries of other people that have done this project with us. So there you go. That's like, I don't know how much content that is, but it's unlimited. Nobody should ever run out of content again if you employ these processes and these strategies into your content, into your business, right? Shanice, to copy the chat inside of your EXP World, you right click on the gray area inside of the chat box. Right click on that gray area. That means, so then you collect all of the chat, all of the text within that chat, and then you can paste it in a document somewhere and access those links. Now, I have so remember, we streamed this to the Facebook chat, to the Facebook group. You can go there, you can rewatch it and pick up on how to do some of this. Maybe you need to walk through it again, what I was doing. So you can go there in that Facebook group. I also have a checklist available that you can get access to. It'll be included in the slides if you collect the slides. Now, the way that you get access to those slides is you have to leave me a testimonial and feedback on this class. And I'm going to share a link. And once you leave that feedback and a testimonial, just reach out to me on Workplace and I will send you the slides. And be completely honest, I don't want, if you didn't like the class, say you didn't like the class. But please be honest in your testimonial. And once you're finished, I will send you these slides. So you can get access to this checklist, right? I put a bonus in there on how to kind of create a lead magnet from all of the content that you're doing, right? So this content strategy, we take this content, we share it on social media and stuff like that, but we create a lead magnet. Maybe we create a buyer's guide or a seller's guide that we can give to our customers or prospect, right? So that's a bonus that we didn't have enough time to get into today, but it's within the checklist and it gives you those steps in that checklist, right? Let's see. Do we have any? No, before we get to questions, who was that asked me about copying the document? Was that Miles? Like editing a document. Okay. He's. I guess he left. All right, that's cool. So, do we have any questions? How can I help you? Any questions?
Quick one.
Yes, Paul.
I came in a little late and I apologize. But so all these all of these questions.
Mhm.
Each one is a, like, say, a title or subject for, let's say, a video or a post, something like that, right?
Yes, it can be. Yep, it can be whatever you want it. It could be a subject, a title, a video. Like I talked about, what I'm really I think is a good idea is a buyer's guide around those questions that people have. So it could be subjects, topics. It could be whatever you want.
Because I'm thinking my wife is a director of lending, and we've talked about, I mean, this is so powerful. I should cull some of those keywords around, like, let's say, getting pre-approved or something like
Yes,
that.
exactly.
And then, okay, gotcha. I'm just making
Exactly.
sure I'm
And
thinking
people
of
are searching for it, and those platforms pull the most popular topics. And sometimes, so Philadelphia, for example, if I type in Philadelphia, like my market will come up. But if I'm in like I don't know, like a town here in Philadelphia is like, I'm not saying this is this will actually happen, but we got a town here called, or a neighborhood called Strawberry Mansion. Well, if I type Strawberry Mansion in, it might not come up. However, if that's my market, I can find and replace Philadelphia and then put in Strawberry Mansion instead. And then now I can start to dominate, right? The
Right.
rankings and the content around Strawberry Mansion, which is going to help my SEO, and it's going to
Yeah.
help me come up in Realtor Near Me. It's going to help all of
Yeah.
that.
Have you ever used this same strategy on, like, Google, the Google AdWords keyword tool?
No, and that's just a different. It's just different.
Different type of thing. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's different.
Man, this is some powerful information. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, how do I get those sheets that you said you're going to give out once people gave you the review?
Just message me on Workplace, and I'll get it over to you probably within the next. I don't know, because I got another class right after. But yeah, just send it to me. Just message me on Workplace, and I'll get it to you.
And can you post a link for the review?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And
No,
one more thing, if you don't mind, help me understand that comment that you made about the area in Philadelphia, Strawberry Mansion. So, I'm
what's
in
your
New
market?
York. I'm in the New York market, Newburgh.
Where? Okay, what is it? What's the
New
main?
York,
New
the
York,
area
where?
is Newburgh.
Newburgh. So an example is like, maybe people are not, like, a lot of people know what New York is. And I don't know what Newburgh is, but maybe a lot of people know that. But what I was saying was, if Newburgh is not a popular area or something that people are searching for, what you would do is you would use like New York as your keyword, maybe, but then you would replace New York with Newburgh, and you would start to dominate the market for Newburgh as a real estate agent digitally.
I'm lost.
Yeah, I used to do some SEO work, and it is way easier to dominate for a smaller town than it
Yes.
is.
Could you help? I can't really explain it to Shanice. Could you help her understand?
Yeah, well, you said it right. You said it
Okay.
correctly. When you're I say it, the competition for, like, I'm in Los Angeles, so everyone in Los Angeles is competing for how to sell my home in Los Angeles. But if I dig deeper, what part of Los Angeles am I in? I'm in West Hills, California. So instead of competing for Los Angeles, I could dominate how to sell my house in West Hills, California, which is more relevant to, like, my farm area and closer to me. I don't know.
Okay, I got that. So I got that. Now the part that I'm missing is, how do you make this applicable?
Oh, okay. So what he's saying, oh, you can explain it. I'll sit
No,
down.
go ahead, Paul. You're doing a great job. Go ahead.
Okay, so what he's saying is, when you do your search, like, how to sell my house in your case is New York,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all these questions come back relevant to New York. Well, to make it relevant to to make it relevant to your area, simply replace New York with whatever area that you're trying to dominate.
Right. Now, how do I show up there?
So what you do, Shanice, is you create content around it, around
Yes.
everything. Facebook, Google, Instagram, in your emails, you create content around these things and you deliver it somehow, right? And a lot of times we think about SEO as just Google, but for a long time before I had SEO power, SEO juice, whatever you want to call it, SEO claims, my when people search for me or my topics, my Facebook profile would come up.
Yeah.
So you create content around that. You create content around that subject and you will begin to rank for and come up in the search engines around that content. That's how you show up there. But and that's SEO. But furthermore, like the SEO is a bonus. You just want to create this content for people in your area, period, so you can send it, right? So how to sell my house fast in Newburgh that's probably a question that people are asking. And you can probably just create a video. I like video. You could probably create a video on how to sell your house fast in Newburgh. And it's probably the same strategy that you use in Philadelphia and California, everywhere else, but they're not going to care. They're only concerned that it's Newburgh and you're addressing Newburgh as the topic.
Yep, I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got all the answers I needed. Now
You're
I got
welcome.
to change the review.
Oh, you was mad at me?
No, I wasn't mad at you. I wasn't mad because I think I think the webinar was great. I mean, I learned a whole lot like you don't even know.
I hear your accent too.
You were just moving a little too fast for me.
Yeah, I always get that feedback. It's really tough to do workshops in an hour, but it is what it is.
But you did good. So now I had that one question because that was the one place I was lost.
Okay.
And it's been answered. So now I'm satisfied.
All right, so you done being mad at me?
I wasn't mad. I wanted you to slow up a little bit.
Yeah, all good.
Hey, Shanice,
Yes.
when you post your video, make sure that the keywords that you're trying to dominate is in the title and the description of the video.
Got it.
And also, I don't know if Google still does this. I was doing video marketing back in the day, but when you upload your video, I think they index the first few seconds of that video, the audio. So it can help if you mention it in the video, what you're.
You going?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So it could help if I mention my particular subject in my video as well as in the subject line and the content line.
Yes. That's what I was told when I was doing video marketing back in the day.
Yeah, that is correct. Because like really quickly, like the video content, even the picture content, Google is getting great, right? Like the algorithms, the AI, they're starting to understand a lot. But still, when you tell it exactly what it is, they appreciate that. So the machine will interpret what you're saying in your video, but if you can tell the machine what you're interpreting, it will know what the video is about as well. So I like, and this is why I like video. Like when you collect the document, you'll see at the end, like the bonus, I said create a video, and then I said, because we're creating content, we haven't figured out where we'll deliver it. We can deliver it wherever we want, but once we create that video, what can we do with that video? One of the things that we can do with that video is transcribe it. And what that means is we send it to a transcriber, whether it's software or person, and they will take everything that we're saying and put it into a text format. So now we can take that text and we can let Google know or Facebook know or whichever platform, we can tell them this is everything that the video is talking about. This is what I'm saying word for word. Additionally, while I like videos, now we can take that. A lot of people struggle with writing content. Well, we created that video, we transcribe it, and now all we have to do is edit the content. We no longer have that struggle of writing the content. Now it's just a matter of editing it, because it's way easier for us to talk and say what we need to see than it is to write.
I like that.
So I like video, like use video as much as you can and transcribe it. And it's up to you what you do with the content. Again, like I would suggest maybe like coming up with some kind of lead magnet. That's one thing. But you create this content, you create all this content, and you keep using it and keep delivering it across the different platforms.
Yeah. It also helps to hyperlink, like say if you have a blog on your website about the same topic, you can hyperlink from the description in the video to the blog in your website, and it'll help your algorithms out. As long as you link the keywords.
Yeah. Jessica, just copy, maybe paste it in your Google Doc like we did today. You just need to paste it somewhere and you have access to it for however long you need access to it. So I would probably start like a new Google Doc, like what we learned today. I would just paste it in there and I would keep my Google Doc.
So when I go to click on it and it says transcripts copied at the top, then it like disappears.
Yeah, so you need to paste. So that means the transcript is copied to your keyboard, to your clipboard, and you need to paste it.
Okay.
You need to paste it somewhere.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Any other questions before we head out of here? No other questions. So we started a little late. We started about 12:05. I wanted to give some people the time to get in because of the update in EXP World. But does anybody have any questions before we get out of here?
So yes,
Yes.
yes. So
Soledad,
when you're talking
is that
about
you or is it your sister?
Isabel?
Isabel. Hey, Isabel.
Yes. Hi. How are you? Yeah. So we're gonna transcribe.
You sound alike. You know you
video.
sound alike, right?
Oh no.
Yes,
She's
you
different.
do. No, you sound alike.
Oh, thank you. I'll let her know.
Yes.
So for the transcription services, you mentioned a site called Otter.ai.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other service that we can use?
I love Otter because it's automatic. Yeah, so I got a couple of resources for you. So Otter is, in my experience, the best yet. Right? Otter's the best yet. However, if you are in process already, like you got some YouTube videos uploaded and stuff like that, there's another site called YT Scribe that will translate some of your YouTube videos sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it always worked, it would probably be my favorite because I do so much YouTube, but it does not always work. Next, there is a site where they kind of use some AI, but then they do the human. They add people to it too. So what you can do is like what I was telling Shanice is once you have the video transcribed, you can tell those humans to put it in a format that's like more legible for you. They'll cut out the ums and the ahs. They'll make it pretty. And that site is called Rev, R-E-V, rev.com. So those are the 3 resources that I recommend for transcription.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, nobody has any questions. I appreciate you all for being here. This was the Content Creators Mastermind. In about 50 minutes, we're having the Social Media Mastermind, and we're going to do a presentation around Facebook and the Social Media Mastermind. So I want to show you how you can utilize Facebook to generate business, right? Maybe you create a lead magnet and then you go share that lead magnet using Facebook. So I appreciate everyone for being here. Yeah, it'll be in the same place in about 50 minutes.
50. Okay.
Yep. So 2 p.m. Eastern time.
All right. Cool. Man, this is some great information.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Jerome.
Yes.
I shared a link with you. I got a branding tool that might work with what you're doing with the Google Docs and stuff like that.
All right. I'll check it out.
I sent it there. Can I send it on the regular links?
What does that mean? I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Yep.
All right. Let me know.
Yep.